Welcome to this project description by the Interface Group. My name is Vartan Kurçoğlu. I am an assistant professor of computational and experimental physiology here at the University of Zurich. The project I would like to propose to you for your Python programming course is about microbubbles. Microbubbles may form, for example, during cavitation at the tips of ship propeller blades, as shown in this photograph. A cavitation bubble is produced when the local liquid pressure is reduced below the liquid's vapor pressure. As the bubble is formed, it undergoes a dynamic process of expansion and contraction. This may at times end in a violent collapse that can do considerable damage. Such damage is visible on this propeller. The dynamics of microbubbles can be approximated by the Rayleigh-Placid equation shown here. This ordinary differential equation is named after John William Strutt, known as the third Baron Rayleigh, and Milton Placid, an American physicist. The Rayleigh-Placid equation can be derived from first principles based on mass, momentum, and energy conservation. It assumes a spherical bubble with finite radius in an infinite fluid envelope. The pressure and temperature in the bubble are assumed to be uniform. In my lab, we use a modified version of the Rayleigh-Placid equation to investigate the dynamics of encapsulated microbubbles that are excited in a focused ultrasound pressure field. Microbubbles have been employed for decades in medicine as contrast agents for diagnostic ultrasound. In an emerging application, oscillating microbubbles are used to open locally and transiently a patient's blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier prevents entry of pathogens into our brains, but it also inhibits the passage of drugs that could fight certain types of malignant brain tumors. If one can open the blood-brain barrier at the site of the tumor for a short time, one can ensure that the drug that is injected into the bloodstream will penetrate that tumor. Since not the entire blood-brain barrier is opened, but just a segment at the site of the tumor, and since the opening is transient, the risk of brain infection is kept low. The blood-brain barrier consists in part of endothelial cells that line the brain's blood vessels. Microbubbles oscillating inside blood vessels induce blood flow disturbances which modify the connections between endothelial cells. These modifications open the blood-brain barrier. It is not understood how the blood-brain barrier opens, and this is in fact a research topic in my lab. We are interested in modeling the fluid and solid mechanic conditions at the endothelial cell layer during focused ultrasound-induced microbubble oscillation. Here is the visualization of one set of results. You see the oscillating bubble in the center, causing flow of blood plasma and displacing red blood cells to its left and right. You can also see the deformation of the vessel wall. This move is slowed down considerably. The actual oscillations occur in the kilohertz range. The calculations underlying the shown results do not employ the Rayleigh-Placid equations. However, we do use Rayleigh-Placid before starting these very time-consuming calculations to get a rough idea of the expected microbubble comportment. This helps us check for possible errors in our case setup. So then, this is what you would have to do in your project. First, parse our case setup file, which is a text file, to extract all relevant parameters. Then display them in a tabulated form. Second, use the extracted parameters to define the Rayleigh-Placid equation and solve this ordinary differential equation. Third, plot the calculated bubble radius and liquid pressure as a function of time. Your work on this project would help us advance research on the delivery of drugs past the blood-brain barrier. This is currently a very hot topic in medicine and pharmacology. In the process, you would learn how to parse text files, visualize data, and solve equations in Python. Thank you for your attention, and do visit us at interfacegroup.ch. We are always looking for motivated students to participate in our research projects.